I honestly don't know what else to say. For those of you who don't know, the Santa Cruz County Regional Transportation Commission is now trying to have Roaring Camp forcefully abandon their Felton branch line or the beach train that runs between Mount Herman, Felton, and the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. This is currently happening as the Regional Transportation Commission is trying to remove the train tracks that connect Santa Cruz to Davenport and Watsonville, California. Now, before I get into this rant, I just want to say that the Regional Transportation Commission is an utter mess right now. They are made up of bike advocates from all parts of the county. Roaring Camp has survived our county fires, and they have endured so much in also trying to restore several of their locomotives, but now they have to face with the possibility of forcefully being removed from the Felton branch line. Roaring Camp right now is a subcontractor to Progressive Rail, providing freight trains down in Watsonville, California. The problem with trying to have Roaring Camp forcefully abandon their tracks is that it really shows what the Regional Transportation Commission's agenda really is. If you look at Roaring Camp's map, their station is near downtown Felton. If a trail is built, then it allows bicyclists to connect from Santa Cruz all the way to Felton. Although the RTC has not revealed why they are trying to do this, my theory is that they're trying to build a bike trail to connect Santa Cruz to Felton. However, the problem is that with the Regional Transportation Commission, it's not a bipartisan commission. They openly have bike advocates in the commission, and they don't care about trains. The state of California right now is trying to advocate for more railroads and public transportation in our state. As most of you know, public transportation in the United States is not very good, and it has notoriously been awful since the 1960s. Ever since we made the decision to fully switch to roads, our trains have been left in the dust. While we do have bike trails now in many places across the United States, the problem is that the same people that are advocating to rip up the train tracks are also the same people complaining about congested issues on our highways and roads. Instead of looking at the rails and trying to figure out a solution to the problem, they're instead trying to advocate for bicycle use along the 32-mile route. However, most people are not willing to bike 32 miles from Davenport to Watsonville, but even if we were to remove that, how many people do you think are willing to bike from Santa Cruz to Aptos or from Santa Cruz to Watsonville? Not very many. While it would clear up congestion maybe by a tiny bit, the problem is that a train clears up a lot more. There are currently over 2,000 cars on the highways. However, if a train were to be added, it would eliminate 1,000. It's not supposed to replace cars. The train is supposed to act as another option. It's not supposed to replace anything. While the car will still be king in America, the train will be another option. But the problem is that Santa Cruz Greenway and Trail Now don't understand. The Coast Futura rail car actually sucks in carbon dioxide as it travels along the tracks. So while it's operating, it is actually eliminating CO2 in our atmosphere. The problem is that for Greenway, they don't look at that as a good thing. They instead want to complain that there is noise and congestion issues. They also flat out lie in many of their main points about the Santa Cruz branch line. For one, they argue that the 3 previous operators, including the one that we have now, all opted out of their contract because the line was unprofitable. Let's run down the list, shall we? Sierra Northern, Iowa Pacific, and Progressive Rail. Those are the 3 operators of the line. However, if we were to look at this a little deeper, Sierra Northern was the only one that really opted out because the line was unprofitable. Iowa Pacific, as many of you know, had a nickname, IOU Pacific. They were in severe debt for much of their history, and while the Santa Cruz branch line was making them money, it was not enough to eliminate their debt. They terminated their contract with the county, filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy in a court in Denver, Colorado, and went bankrupt by 2020. Even if you were to count Iowa Pacific backing out of their contract, Progressive Rail is still in contract with the county right now. So even if we were to take the liberty of Iowa Pacific opting out of their contract, it's still not true that all of them opted out because the line was unprofitable. Secondly, there has been very little attempt to turn the Santa Cruz branch line into a tourist operation for Roaring Camp. While they do run part of it to the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk, the problem is that they have never once tried to expand their tourist tracks. The problem is that they have never once tried to expand to either the coasts of Davenport or along south to Capitola. But part of the reason why is because the county simply will not give the funds to repair the bridges along the way. And that's what's holding this whole project back. Roaring Camp deserves to survive. They should not be forced out because the county wants more bike trails. Do not listen to the bicycle advocates who use lies in order to get what they want. Greenway and Trail Now are publicly lying about their motives. They don't care about trains. They only care about their own agenda. So please, support Roaring Camp and say no to the idea of ripping up the tracks between Felton and Santa Cruz. In addition, say no to the proposal to either railbank or tear up the 32-mile Santa Cruz branch line.